What is your portfolio worth? Where's the money?
This is a flip as well, isn't it?
Yes, I'll never do it again.
I spent the day with Mitch, a multi-million-pound property investor who built 2 multi-7-figure companies and exited them before the age of 38.
And what's the numbers on this one then?
So the house purchase was, we currently rent this house, direct to the NHS.
So numbers on this one, Mitch, how are we looking on this one?
Yeah, it's been quite nice to have, 10 of these, 100 bedrooms.
Mitch bought over 30 RBRR remote single lets alone last year. The properties I looked at when I spent the day with him was 4 different projects ranging from commercial conversions, big all ensuite 8-bedroom HMO conversions to land developments. Make sure to smash the like button and watch us all the way through because Mitch shares loads of value here. He holds nothing back and he shares how he's funding his deals and finding his deals. So enjoy.
So right, Mitch, first question I've got, if you don't mind me asking, mate, last time I see you, it was in Leon Sea last gaff, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was over like Eastwood, Leon Sea, 33 years. But I probably moved to Ashenden. Was it Ashenden?
Yeah, I think it was that, yeah. What did that cost you a couple of years ago, if you don't mind me asking? Or if you don't want to share, that's cool.
That was just over 1.5, that was.
Oh, wow. It's worth more now, isn't it, in the last couple of years, because we had a bit of a run on things, didn't we? What do you think's gone up?
1.75, but I think in the last 6 months, that market above £1 million sticky due to interest rates. So, yeah,
wow.
It's good. It's the house, so you don't really look at it as an investment. It's, it's where you live, so kind of look at it slightly differently.
Is that your forever home, or?
People always ask that, but I think you can guarantee it's the forever home. But it's yeah, I mean it works for us. It's round the corner to the girls' school, and it's perfect for us. Really good size. Yeah, we're happy there. So, but never say never.
I've never been around that bit. It's really nice around there. Really nice.
Yeah, this is the Hockley, so it sits between Rainy and sort of southend. So.
Alright, your projects, Mitch, how long ago did we meet? I think it must have been 5, 6 years ago at a mastermind, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
I don't know, you say, a couple of years, and then it's like 5. Time's crazy, isn't it, how fast it goes? But I think it must be about 5 or 6 years. Started going to the masterminds, and I actually went to quite a few, but I had property at that stage, but just picking up a few single lets. I had a lot of single lets in Portsmouth, but I had a couple of businesses as well at that stage, so property wasn't my sole focus.
Yep.
So it was like at the end of the day on the mastermind, I was like, right, what are your actions for the week? Mm-hmm. And everyone had property related actions. I was like, actually, I've got 2 companies to run here as well. So kind of stopped going to those, and I wasn't as active, but started to pick it up.
Yeah, so when I met you, if my memory's right, I think you done, it was Portsmouth or Southampton, you had them deals that you done in back-to-back, like the developer loaned you the money, loaned you the money for the deposits at the time, wasn't it? Or that little loophole, is it that? Yeah, so I was basically, I had a developer contact, I was buying apartments sort of off plan at a discount. So pick those up, but I'm actually in the process of selling those off now. So higher?
I would like to say they're in my personal name, and everything that I now hold is within limited companies. Yep. So and they kind of I built them up, like had them for 10 years, rented them out, and they kind of like served the purpose. Yep. So I kind of gone in a different direction. So just rather than transfer them across, I'm just selling them off. But
So going back to that, circling back, so you had a security business, wasn't it, before? Last time we met, it was before COVID then, wasn't it, last time we met, I think, for coffee. Yeah. On 8127. You had your security business at the time, that was thriving. So is that still your main focus? Are you full-time property now?
Yeah, so I had 2 businesses. One was a property management business which we sold in 2019, so that was a residential block management company.
Yeah, that's right. You come over and see your conversion you've done in the top of them flats on that, wasn't it? From there.
Yeah, that was my first taste of development.
Yep.
And and then I had Securo, which was a sort of security business where we use like monitored security solutions. But we actually sold that to a Dutch company in 2021, and I had to work there till early part of 22. So yeah, I've been technically unemployed for a year. Yeah, so obviously property now is the full focus.
Yeah, you're right, time does fly. So it must have been 5 years ago we met on that mastermind. I've always been grateful. You've like, funny enough, when we just met your wife, you was just saying about, she was saying like it's having that confidence to get started. I didn't have the confidence.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm always really super grateful that on social media you've always gone, yeah, well done, yeah, you can do it, you do well with it. You've always like give.
Yeah, because I know you back from that, and
yep.
I know it would have been hard for you to get over those initial fears. And honestly, you know, you've done so well. You've absolutely smashed it. In terms of the social, you put yourself out there, and yeah, obviously, clearly you're delivering value and good content, because otherwise you wouldn't have built such a large following now. And yeah, you've done really well. Yeah,
but no, I really thank you for that, because it was them little bits of feedbacks from people, like, especially someone like you, or Maya anyway. So it's like, oh wow, you get the feedbacks from them people. You think, because it's that little internal dialogue. Am I delivering something decent?
Am I the imposter?
Is it that? Yeah, absolutely.
I still get up thinking, why should I?
Putting up on your drive with your Porsche sitting there, am I an imposter? Like, someone's going to come and take your keys off me.
Yeah, it's just all a lie. Someone's just, yeah. Is it? Do you watch anything on HMOs?
Yeah, I love it.
I just love it. What does he say? It's like when you've got undeniable evidence that you are who you say you are, or something.
Absolutely, yeah. But on the subject of Alex Amosi, so funny enough, I was talking to Shane on the way over here about this. He talks about that Matrix, the lady in the red dress. How do you deal with that? Obviously, the more you get, the more opportunity you get, don't you? So, how do you deal with
saying no?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult because obviously, where you're entrepreneurial, you want to be doing everything, but you know, there's lots that comes into what you've currently got in, what sort of risk appetite you've got, how the market looks at the time. Yeah, so you just have to take it on a case by case basis and just and have the confidence to say no, because not every deal works. I think it's like when you've got nothing on, it's very easy to make the numbers work.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Especially when you start doing developments and you can squeeze your GDV. I've seen the comparables. I think it's that.
Yeah.
When deep down, is it truly that? Given where the market is as well, you need a bit of contingency in there as well. So it's difficult, but in the recent years, so I used to do lots of joint venture stuff with business partners and investors. I've actually sold off about 20 properties in the last 18 months.
Oh wow.
Circa about 3.3 million pounds worth of kit, purely because it was like JV properties and people wanted to sell, get their equity, and I've kind of made a bit of a decision that the stuff I'm holding long term, sort of generational wealth, I'm going to retain on my own, but I'll always do flips and developments with partners, so I've just been restructuring the portfolio recently and shuffling about to get to tidy it up as well. I think in the early days when you're doing property, you just say anything to a deal, don't you? You're like, yeah, I'll do that, and you end up with like SPVs everywhere. Yeah. Like SPV with a random house in it that you bought, and and it just becomes so messy. Yeah. So I've just like tidied that up now. I've got it down to 4 core companies, which is my holdings company, my group company, my development company, and then I've got a JV company. So the development side, there's actually quite a nice story behind this, because I actually bought this land 5 years ago.
Oh wow.
So we can either go through that now, or we can go through it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we'll talk about that when we get there. Let's ask a question before we do get there, because this is going to be burning on everybody's minds. So where's the starting point for you, Mitch? Did you inherit loads of money? Did you come from a rich family? Like, how did you start? What was the starting point for you?
Yes, I've never inherited any money. I actually lost my dad at 18, but obviously the money was in the family house. I've got an older sister and 2 younger brothers, but so there's no money as such. But mum kept the family house. Just really through, just through your own education and pushing on. I was actually a locksmith by trade, so when I left school, I was actually become a locksmith.
Okay.
Worked at a local locksmith. Kind of become fully qualified. Left, got my own van. Started becoming, self-employed. Build up my contacts. And just had a little business. That's when I met Neil, who was my business partner in Securo and Urban Life, and we just did really well. Just grew the businesses over. We had Securo for 10 years. We started that in 2012, and we obviously exited that in 2022. Which is a
I'm not going to ask you exact money on that because I think it's a bit personal, but was it a decent exit? Was it a 6, 7? What sort of number figure exit was it?
It wasn't quite as high as that, but it was
it was decent.
It was multi-7, so
okay,
so,
well done, massive well done.
So,
Mitch, how old are you again, mate? Anyway,
38.
38.
Yeah,
Wow.
Had a hard paper out. 38. So yes, exited. But I was buying property, so Securo, the business, was doing quite well, and I had 15 single lets down in Portsmouth.
Yeah.
So I could live on the single lets day to day.
Yeah.
That kind of gave me the income. So when the company started performing well, was throwing off some nice dividends, I could then start putting that into properties. So that's when I started buying the properties up in Warrington.
Yeah. That was the last time we spoke. You was looking at Stockton as well at the time. You was looking at a few areas, wasn't you? Some big money areas.
So I obviously chose Warrington in the end. So I've got
good location.
Yeah, I've got about 30 properties up in Warrington at the moment. I've got a pipeline going through. Even though I've kind of backed off that this year because we'll get on to sort of challenges from buying single lets, and the conveyancing process is one of the biggest challenges.
Yeah, absolutely.
So did that. But I was doing some small development locally, so buying a house converted to 2 flats, did that a few times, house to 8-bed HMO, which obviously we'll go and see later on, but just built it up, and now just gradually I've exited the business to focus fully on property, and and that's me full time now, with the view of increasing the size of the developments as I gain more experience and knowledge, and ultimately now it's just my ultimate goal is just to build as much asset as possible. I'm not into rent to rent. I don't want a business. I'm all about building the asset. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, income and wealth follows assets, doesn't it? That's where it's at. So this is the boundary of.
Yes, this is the boundary of the lands, the legal site. So it's a little bit of a convoluted deal that. So 5 years ago, the house come up for sale next door with the equity in the centre of the side.
Okay.
And my mum liked the house, but obviously couldn't afford it all as a whole plot.
Yep.
So I said to mum, well, I'll sell it to the mortgage.
Yep.
And I'll go for planning on the side. Obviously that's going to get planning on the side. At the time, split off the land and then build a couple of houses. So recently we just got outline planning permission for 2 detached chalet bungalows.
Congratulations. Long game though, isn't it? 5 years.
This will be 5 years in next month, which is crazy. It's it'll be well worth it once it's done. But it's
the place out on the way.
No, because we put an application in, we've declined, went to appeal, declined, so we had to go back, new application, and it was approved. So like I said, it was outline planning. So we just gone back to the reserve matters at the moment. But we're looking to start July time. So
exciting then, eh? Is this the first one you've done from the ground upwards?
This is my first new build site. Yes, everything's been
redevelopment,
conversion up to this point. This is my first new build site.
And does it get you excited now, Mitch, or does it is it just kind of there's another number? Does it get you nervous?
I think this is exciting because it's been such a long time coming.
Yeah.
And obviously, before you got planning, you thought, is this ever going to happen?
Yeah.
But you have to persevere.
Do you get nervous when you're going into this? Because you're like, oh, this seems a bit.
I must admit, this was 5 years ago. Like I say, this was early stage. So new to me, so looking back now, it's probably I wouldn't have created the deal like from what I know now. well, the actual numbers on this are great now, so yeah, I'm looking forward to getting stuck in.
Let me rephrame it though. Was the decision easy though? Like when you bought this, knowing it's going to be planning, did you think there'd be a challenge on it?
I would never do it again. I think obviously because I've been servicing the mortgage on it for 5 years. Yeah. So, and obviously, I think I've done about 26-27 grand in architect's fees, planning fees, ecology, ground test. It's and you honestly think, am I ever going to get out of this?
Yeah. What would have been the worst case scenario if you didn't get out of it? Did you have a contingency with this, or no?
I just would have extended mum's garden.
Yeah.
I just maybe would have changed tank, gone down like a live off grid sort of like the eco hut sort of thing, like and go down like the service accommodation route, because it's quite a nice area and it's got a questioning centre here, which obviously the guys are relocating so they're relocating from there to this site to here. So it's a nice facility over here. Got fishing lake down next door, and also if you walk straight down you've got like fields, so for hiking, walkers, it's perfect. So but luckily I didn't need a plan B.
So when you say you wouldn't do this again, you obviously want to build more. You buy it with like planning on it next time, or something that's a bit more straightforward.
I think if I was going to do something about plan, I think I'd maybe just do an option or something.
Absolutely,
because the planning process is just so painful. Having money tied up in something for 5 years. I mean, luckily it's going to pay off now, and it'll be fine. But it's a painful process. So I don't think I would try and plan again. I'd try to get started.
I'm only planning back all the moment for the guest house. And I bought it on some auction. Exactly. Just that one experience. I've had a planning application ages ago. That one experience, I'm never going to buy from plan again unless I'm using option. It's working out now. So, but it's still been a hassle along the way. So I imagine we're like times 10 I don't mind. If you want to. So you got some CGIs. What we'll do is we'll put the CGIs in of this. So if you can point us out what the plans are, with an idea that you maybe try and piece that together with the CGIs. Did they want to move then? Or?
No, of course they wanted to stay. They got quite a nice facility down here. It looks scary, but it's not. So they've got a great facility down there. They do horse riding and stuff like that. But luckily they managed to acquire some land opposite, and they've actually got planning for a really nice facility across there.
So this was rented for them first, or now they're going to own this one?
And they're going to own that. I've got planning, they've got planning, they're going to move across there, so it's worked out really well. So
imagine we're looking at the CGI drawings now. We could then put these into the video at the moment. What would we be looking at? Where would we be standing now?
So basically, the site's about an acre. So we've got a boundary along here, which actually runs all the way up. You can walk up there, you can see the fishing lake. But detached dwellings kind of sit. They're not in line, they kind of sit further back.
How many?
Two.
Two, isn't it?
Because obviously, in Greenbelt to kind of work within the same sort of student capacity that.
This is Greenbelt.
Well, it was obviously originally Greenbelt, and it's like brown now previously developed. So.
Is it brown because these are on here, or?
I'm not
sure yet. Wow, so I think it's more of a challenge.
So it's but it's a lovely area. You've got the fishing lake here, so you can, llamas or alpacas, whatever they are. That's the sort of view.
Oh wow. I'll ask the end numbers of what these are were at the end of everything you told us about these. So what's it going to cost you now? When you start getting shovels in the ground, just even getting rid of all this, you're like.
Luckily a lot of it will be, construction phase, we're actually going to leave this side just to help them out.
Yeah.
Because obviously we're only doing this side, so. But yeah, I mean, yeah. So the land. Do you want to go through the numbers now? Or?
Yeah, let's go for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So the land stands within 350.
Yep.
And working to about £200 a square foot on my build cost.
Okay.
Plus an allowance for landscaping, probably about 650 to build. So I'm all in for £1 million. But do you know what, funny enough, I'm actually meeting a surveyor here Thursday to go through sort of values in GDV, but probably looking at about 1.5, 1.6.
Yeah, you sent me the numbers. It said 1.05. I was thinking, I'm sure that's 1.5.
Oh, that might have been the other deal. That's another one we're looking at.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I'm thinking that don't stack then.
Yeah, hold on a minute. Yeah.
You're going to lose money on this one.
No, yeah. So GDV is about 1.5, 1.6. I mean, I should be, you know.
And what's the exit? Holding or selling?
No, sell these.
Sell.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
It's
just,
not rentals, are they?
Just sell them and then roll the profit into another deal.
Okay, amazing.
So that is it.
Oh, but
Yeah, it's a big old site just for two, but
the time, how long is it going to, when do you think this is going to be completed in that day?
it's actually quite a straightforward build.
The services, what about, because remember that's one of the first time I learned about it, that property you developed at the last one, you have to dig the road up, I wasn't expecting it.
Oh yeah, that was come up to there, so yeah, we'll get encompassing cost there, Suffolk Water has to put water supply in.
Yeah.
Cut across the London Road, which is a busy road. And, permits, temporary traffic lights, and it costs 10 grand. So, but here, I've already put the electric in. It's just the gas and the water to go.
It costs a lot of people unforeseen, though.
Luckily enough, obviously they're putting in water as well, so kind of safe.
What is this? This is the flat conversion, yeah?
Yeah, so this is a commercial to residential conversion. The original conversion was 6 one-bed apartments.
Oh, yeah.
And then we got planning for an additional floor.
At the top, lovely looking building, isn't it?
Yeah, so which is a 2-bed with terrace. So it's 7 flats.
Around, are you?
Go in. I'll show you some of the flats.
Yeah. Is any finished then, or So what's the time scale? How's this journey looked?
So we've owned the building for about a year now.
Okay, yeah.
We actually finished the 6 original flats after about 9 months, but then we got planning, so we kind of had to put on hold the communal space, build out the penthouse, and obviously we'll finish this off now. But of the 6 flats, 5 are sold.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
So this is a flip as well then?
Yeah, so this is the sell, but I'm going to retain the penthouse.
Right.
Yeah, it's a nice flat, so I'm going to retain it one. So.
And what are you going to use that for? Service accommodation or?
Service accommodation, yeah. You'll see why. Let me show you the flats.
Do the specs like who designs them for you? Do you design them? Do you get a designer?
No, just I mean, this is Howden's kitchen.
Yeah.
Howden's obviously they do a CGI, or a kitchen design.
But you pick the kitchen, so.
Yeah, but we do a nice finish. We always do them well. Yes, this is 1-bed flat. So this is on the market for. So actually, of the 6 flats, or 7 now, this is the only one that's not sold yet.
Okay.
So this is on the market for 200 grand.
So why do you think this one's not sold though? Is it
higher value? So the flats, the slightly smaller ones, which were 175, 180, loads of interest sold. Flats 3 and 5, we put them on at 220. And yeah, again, it must just come down to budget.
Yeah.
But 5 sold now. This is the last one.
Are you getting squeezed with that, do you think, this sort of end of the market, with the rates going up and big budgets? And...
Slightly, yeah. At the moment, it's definitely a buyer's market. I think
yeah.
there's quite a lot of options out there.
Does that give you more of an appetite because it's a buyer's market, or less of an appetite because you're thinking, how do I sell these things at the back end?
Yeah, I don't know, but this, I mean, like I said, we just reduced this slightly. We're starting to get a bit of interest now. So, but yeah, it's amazing. Of the 5 buyers, I think 4 of them are cash, nothing to sell.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
downsizing, is that, do you think?
Possibly downsizing, yeah, but they're owner occupiers as well. They're not, they're not investors. So yeah, which is
nice build a lot of equity in their homes, haven't they?
Yeah, so yeah, so.
I've got to see the short form video on that one.
This one is, the bathroom's so big, I did say to the architect, are you sure that's not a second bedroom?
Well, hey, keep your bed in there, double up. This is a nice one, isn't it? With this design.
This was my favourite one, Flat 5.
Is this one sold, is it, or is this just sticking one because it's a bigger one?
So this one's sold, yeah, so actually when we did this and you say about, is it a flip or retain? I actually was looking to retain one of the units.
Yeah.
But obviously with the interest rates going up, the rents didn't quite support the 75% loan to value mortgage on a 2-year fix. So when they started stress testing, we reduced the loan size.
Yeah.
I just had to have left too much money in to really warrant the sort of profit on the rent.
Yeah.
Whereas the penthouse it's a 2-bed, that would stack.
Yeah.
So hence why I'm going to keep that one.
As though just shouting up to the builder there, it's going to be open, thank you for us to be coming. How do you find builders? How's that?
I'm very, very fortunate because Luke is sort of brother-in-law.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've got him in the pocket and we just work really well together.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've obviously built sort of a team around that. Obviously there's certain trades that we contract out, so we always contract out plumbing, electrics and plastering. Pretty much everything else we pretty much do in-house.
Okay. Oh wow.
Yeah, and because they're only doing out my work as such, we can really crack on with the projects, turn them around.
Yeah, and if you get the right person in the pipeline, so don't be tempted to go, because that's happened on the project I had as well, the planning. We had issued with 105 complaints from the neighbours, and what I was trying to do was put a proportion of it under the permit development to get some income in while I was out for the plan application. But 105 objections. So then we had to kind of stop it. Yeah, exactly. Then we had to stop, then trying to get the builder back in and the slots. I think they had a pipeline to keep them on.
That's the thing, like I say, it's always having that deal. So I think one you're finishing off, one's in conveyancing, and one you're sort of rolling into.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of the stage we are now. So we've got quite a nice pipeline, which a nice pipeline now that we can, just roll from one deal to another. Really.
Makes it easy with builders, definitely. And even your brother-in-law, I think, even better.
Yeah.
Do you want to, you okay,
Yeah,
on camera?
Get him in.
Yeah, okay.
More developments.
Would have done me here.
Questions on this though, where's the challenges been? There's always challenges, isn't there?
The challenges is the new regs.
Right.
The insulation is just next level. So we're having to do different details on our corners here to allow for the new regs. So then you've got to have 100 mil within. Right. So you have a different setup on the timbers.
Yeah, so
for that.
Regs, so it's like thermal junction. So all your thermal junctions, when you walk through the outside, it's there's new regs. And it's come into play mid-build, so it's only had to kind of overcome.
Okay.
I've just had to download this app where it takes the
geotag app. Boys are cracking on, but it's a geotag app. So now they want to know that when you take pictures to prove the insulation.
Yeah.
It's at this site.
Every layer you have to do photos of each bit.
It's all a bit new,
isn't
it? So
where would you be without an app today though? Bloody hell, like, it's unbelievable, isn't it? But yeah, that's exactly that. I put in an EPC for one of mine. They said no, it's like the photos not strong enough anymore. They knocked it back. They said like, I've got all photos of insulating. They said it's not strong enough.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
But then where you're at.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my god, I mean after that Saturday I'm thinking, oh my god, we need to get this sorted. But yeah, we're getting there. A lot of installation here today. stairwell's never the best because everyone's in and out.
Yeah, sure, yeah. But this is going to be a penthouse then?
Yeah, so this is obviously drop on the new staircase. This is the new hallway.
Yeah.
So the front door for the flat is here.
Okay, yeah,
The
the
front
front
door.
door then.
Yeah, you've got a side door here that goes out to the terrace area. Yeah, I wanted to talking about terraces on site. So we had to park the cars in Sainsbury's car park and close the building over into here. So because why the site's messy, we usually don't work in this condition. Yeah, we have to get back to the building from that in there. So now the cars can be done in there, we're going to move all of this into there so they give us more room. It's nightmare, so we do move the stuff.
Yeah.
It's just nowhere to put it.
How expensive is that? How expensive is that?
Well, we agreed with the landlord, and then obviously had to work around their delivery times as well.
Right, okay.
So, but again, because you've obviously got nowhere to put anywhere, because obviously we haven't got parking, there's no parking in the flats. So, legit, it's been a challenge, but we're there now. So this has got a nice glass.
It should be a skylight.
Yes, with skylight. So this is basically you've got a bedroom here with an ensuite. This is like lounge, kitchen. You've got the main bathroom there, and then you've got some second bedroom there. So you can go through there.
You got these guys in this one as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can put them over to us, we'll get them on there as well.
Yes, that's an ensuite. Got the ensuite there.
Beds going there.
Yeah, so the idea is to plaster this, finish this, move the stuff into here so we can continue.
Yeah, we had to get it all dropped off because of the grain.
Yeah.
We have to get it all. I mean, we had the stairs. You've seen pictures of the stairs, getting the stair running.
Yeah.
Literally, it was huge. Yeah,
All challenges. But
That's what you drag for, though, isn't it? That's what you pay for as well.
yeah, good, thank you.
So, mate, so this is a new floor then, isn't it?
This is the homestead. This is the kitchen area, we've got a little island. This is like the kitchen lounge.
So numbers on this one, Mitch. How are we looking on this one?
Yeah, it's been quite a nice project actually. We bought the site for 575, and that was for planning the PD for 6 units. Obviously, during the construction, we went for planning to put a penthouse on an additional floor, which is a 2-bed flat, so we increased our GDV from 1.2 to 1.5. So like I said, bought the site for 575, and I think our costs for works and fees and bits is 575 as well. So yeah, about 1.15 GDV 1.5, so about 350.
And the plan is to exit all these and just retain the one?
Yeah, so 5 of 7 have sold. I'm retaining the penthouse flat with a run service accommodation for that. So yeah, 6 out of 7 have sold, 1 to go. So
Plan, especially in this market as well, so obviously there's still that appetite to buy it.
yeah, it's still, like I say, 200 grand, sub 200 grand, still quite a hot market. You know, investors, first-time buyers, that sort of thing. So.
Are they big investors for this then, or?
No, these are actually owner-occupiers, first-time buyers. Yeah, a lot of them are first-time buyers.
This is right in that bracket for them, isn't it?
It's perfect, like I say, and they are done. Come with warranties. Moving couch and sofa, and got a nice little flat. So.
Yeah, brilliant. And challenging with this one. So was it challenging with that planning, like upstairs, or did that go through easily?
No, the planning went straight through. I think because the flats we don't have any. Well, we have a bit of external space which is for being stored bike store, which are planning conditions, but we don't have any parking. So logistically, it's been quite difficult. We've got bus stop out the front, so you can't really stop out the front. We did. So obviously, when we were building the penthouse, we had to crane a lot of the equipment, stock, and stuff like that from the car park down the side. So
there's bigger challenges.
There's additional costs with the crane, more logistic headache. But in terms of the actual conversion and development, it's been a great one, really.
So right, we've just driven past one of your. It's not quite there yet, is it? So we're not going to show everybody this just yet, but you're close to
We're not going to
exchange.
display the deal yet.
Yeah.
It's going through conveyance.
But this is a potential all money out deal. So do you want to run us through how that's going to be all money out and how you would achieve that?
Yeah, so I'm looking to buy a freehold block of 4 apartments. Purchase is 635. Probably needs about 155 grand's worth of works, but should value up at about 1,050,000. So assuming 75% loan to value, should pretty much be over £1 million asset with leaving none of your own money in. But also, the current rent for the block is about 30 grand a year.
Right.
And with me turning 2 of the apartments into 3-bed HMOs, it increases the rent to about 72 grand a year. So yeah.
Wow. And is that a bricks and mortar value or another commercial value? Like
that would just be bricks and mortar valuation. That obviously where we've done London Road, we did obviously red book valuation for the financing, and also obviously we've got sales as comparables.
Yeah.
We were working to about £400 a square foot resale value. London Road, this is the same sort of area, but actually this is a better location, closer to the seafront, stone's throw away from the train station, and has parking. So
not on the main road.
Not on a main road, quieter. So arguably, a better location, maybe an increase on the £400 a square foot, but yeah, working that to the square foot of the apartments, makes it a million and 50. So and then obviously with the increase in the gross rent as well, that obviously support the valuation.
Yeah. And support the refinance. So so you're going to retain these ones and hold these. It's not flips. Yeah,
exactly. And also the property's on one title. So I'm buying it in my development company, and what I'll probably do a title split and split out the leases, maybe refinance them individually.
Right.
Generally, I think would you agree that you'd get a slight uplift as well?
Yeah, you do. It's in areas like this, up the north you don't, funny enough. Splitting titles don't really work.
Yeah.
And especially if they're not up to regs as well. If they're not, I've split a title on a, you've got a property that was done before the regs changed.
Yeah.
And you can prove that. That's fine to split them titles because you don't have to spend the money on the regs. But trying to split the houses into flats, the cost of the sand insulation and all the insulation, it just don't stack.
No, it's funny enough. I'm buying a building in Warrington, which is freehold block, just 2 flats.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to have a bridge, but they can't. The seller can't refinance it because he's only got 1 utility supply going into one of the flats.
Yeah.
So I'd have to buy it on the bridge, put in a 2nd utility supply, and then be able to refinance them as a normal block. So buying that below market as well. So got that going through.
So yeah, run us through this one then, Mitch. What's the plan? So this is the before. We're going to go to one. You've got literally a road up from here.
Yeah.
So was it the same design building?
Similar sort of house. Yeah. So this is going to be an 8-bedroom, 8 ensuite HMO.
Yep.
We've done one around the corner, which was the same 8 bed, 8 ensuite. Yeah, big old houses. So they lend themselves to conversion to HMO. So.
You have to lose all these features because of the double boarding.
Yeah, Joe, it's such a shame when you can leave that open. That's fine. Yeah, when you go up to obviously up to 6, you can do permitted development. But obviously, when you go above that, obviously the regulations are just just completely different. So which is unfortunately because a lot of the detail, which I love, the codings, the ceiling motors and stuff like that. Obviously we just delivered the fireboard. You have to overboard everything. Yeah. Fireboard, acoustic board.
What about sand? I went for a big challenge with sand separation. So building regs come out and said, right, if you're going to go to sui generis 8B, we want sand separation. I've got loads of sand specialists, and it just eye-watering every time. And bearing in mind, I wanted to do a service accommodation. So we was at plaster going to second fix.
Yeah.
They come out and said no, so we had to re-channel walls out with new everything. But
it's obviously we've done this before. So even though this is going to be 7, 8, or it's going to be 8 bedrooms, you need to basically go to the same standard as if it was like 8 flats. Mm-hmm. So obviously you want your fire protection in between each unit. So you have fireboard. And then obviously for your acoustic performance between bedrooms, I think you do your stud, resi bar, And then double acoustic board both sides.
Well, that's what I challenged. It was I walked in. So building regs, you understand. So the council building regs come out, and he said, "Do you need that?"
Yeah.
So then I bought out about 5, because every time I bought out, it's just me being tight at the time. My budget was going, but everything was emptying. And every time I bought out a sound acoustic specialist, like all of them had a little bit of a different view. So I'm like, if your view is this, your view is this.
Yeah.
Because he was saying, look, with the HMO it's hard because you've got so many doors next to each other.
Yeah,
so he said that is compromised.
Yeah.
Then the last guy came out and went, seriously, go and challenge him. So I challenged the building control. Control went, as it happened, I've just had a new meeting just come in.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm reading this now, I don't think you need to do it.
Yeah,
really?
that is the problem, because the sound will travel through the doorway, especially when you've got doors so close. So, yeah, I mean, again, we always do them to spec. So yeah, we will. That's our sort of wall makeup.
He said, you don't have to. You don't. I'd already done most of it as well.
Yeah.
So, like, can you decide whether we do or we don't?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm spending money on
yeah,
this.
The wall's already passed and I started doing this work as well. So I'm like, we need to know.
Yeah.
But it worked. It turns out I don't think, but not all. I said, how am I going to have a clue if you're the building control?
Yeah.
You don't even know.
Yeah.
So initially when I'm reading this,
it does feel like it's subjective at times, doesn't it?
Massively. And every different person that come out said something different.
Yeah.
But I will try and look into that, because if you can just do the fire separation and make sure it's insulated like that without the sand, fucking
That's the thing. Yeah, building control kind of focus on the fire protection element, but won't necessarily be thinking too much about the acoustic performance between rooms. You know, that would be another consult with them.
Yeah.
You know, it's,
and the story goes on. So this is going to be a bedroom.
So this is going to be bedroom number 1. Obviously, ensuite in the corner. We've removed the chimney breasts.
Yeah.
We didn't actually have to remove them in the ground floor, but we were doing it.
Yeah.
So it just makes it to take it out.
Bigger room.
Plus, as well, you can obviously we sell London stock bricks. You can achieve like £1 a brick.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I've got 700-800 stacked at the back. So
nice.
the cost of labour to remove them, you can get the money back selling the bricks, and then you've got a bit of free space at the house anyway.
Yeah. So back to back what's the name?
Yeah, so this will be blocked up.
Yeah.
So obviously that's bedroom 1, this will then be blocked up doorway, and this is bedroom 2, back to back HMO. Back to back ensuite.
Yeah.
Obviously we've got the fireballs ready to start overboarding the ceilings. Might as well go upstairs. Yes, that's bedroom 1, bedroom 2.
You're just going to be communal out now?
That's going to be communal, like in the kitchen now.
Oh, you've got some space underneath, so
we've got a cellar as well.
So getting the plumbing for what's the name is easy with the cellar then, I guess.
So
for the ensuite.
We just started taking the chimney out today, but so this is going to be bedrooms like 3, 4, 5. This is going to be like bedroom 6. This is like bedroom ensuite.
So have you got planning on this one yet?
Yeah, so obviously the process we go through is obviously go from C3 single dwelling to C4 up to 6-bed HMO.
And then put the plan in.
And then you put the plan in.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. Because I'm waiting forever, couldn't you?
Yeah, so.
Does it work as a 6-bed though? You've rejected it?
Not really, no, but.
You don't anticipate a rejection?
No. Hopefully not, you never know with the council. Yeah, so that is. Yes, this is. So this is actually 2 bedrooms. So the stuff all comes up of this area. That's actually bedroom there. We create access in here. So that's going to be. Yes, this is bedroom 3, 4, and that's bedroom 5. So obviously this will turn into dormer, so that's going to be punched out. So square that off, and then this is 2 bedrooms as well, so it's going to be bedroom 7 and 8. Ensuite there and ensuite here, and then obviously divide the wall up there.
Brilliant, and what's the numbers on this one then?
So the house purchase was 400, works would be about 150, so 550 all in, but got a valuation on the 8-bed HMO, commercial valuation with about 750. That could have been a bit light. Sorry, 750, 650 to 675, something like that. So it's probably about 100 grand in it, but again, these rent so well.
Yeah.
You know, we rent these to the NHS on like 3-5 year deals. So you know,
stability. Yeah, just the stability income.
Yeah, and even if you factor in, you know, the profit on rental income over the next, you know, 3, 4, 5, 10 years on something like this, you know, they're just good assets to hold.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so yeah, 400 purchase, 150 for the works, and 650 valuation, maybe slightly more. So yeah.
What's that window to? Is this not like a terrace? This one?
No, it's just the south. So yeah, big old houses there. Yeah, but I can take you round the corner to show you one that's I finished.
So right, Mitch, this is like before and after. So we've been around the corner to one. It's the starting. This is one finished. It's going to be the same sort of plan, different layout slightly, but same kind of plan with this. So do you want to tell us?
Yeah, same sort of plan. We bought this house pre-auction. We did a loft conversion. So we've got living space over 3 floors. Yeah, it's 8 bedroom, 8 ensuite HMO. So it'll be very similar to the other one.
Okay, let's have a little look around then. Nice. Straight away, you always can just get that feel, can't you?
Yeah, so we currently rent this house direct to the NHS. Yeah, they've got a 3-year contract here, so.
So it's just on a whole 3-year fix.
3-year fix. They just and they pay me a one-off rent, and they manage all of the bills their end. So.
Oh, do they? Oh,
yeah. So the 50 grand gross rent I achieve, that's net of bills. They pay the bills their end.
Wow, that's a bit like social housing without having vulnerable tenants. Wrecking your property kind of thing. So. Yeah. Is that a market rate as well, like, or is it slightly cheaper?
It's slightly cheaper than what I think you would achieve if you. But then
so you know voids.
Yeah, no voids, no
fluctuation
of the bills, fluctuation of the bills. And it kind of peace of mind. You know, there. So
I've got. Not on my portfolio, again, when I look at all weather portfolio, small proportions with social housing, and exactly just that peace of mind, it's lower income, but that peace of mind, stability, no bills going up and down, nothing with that. It's worth doing, because then that gives you, as I said, the freedom knowing that I've got this guaranteed cash flow coming in, and I can go off and do these other projects. So what was the numbers on this one then, Mitch?
So like I said, we bought this pre-auction. I bought this for 295,000. Again, conversion works. I think it's just slightly more than 150 because we had to do the loft conversion. So I think it's about 160, 170. So I think we've pretty much all in it for 450 or just slightly over. But I've just refinanced this with Paragon and achieved a 650 valuation. So probably about 200 grand of equity.
Nice.
So. And again, numbers are similar to Old Southend Road, 50 grand of rent, and obviously that's net of bills. So.
Yeah, I mean, we noticed something like how few of the last bills we found. I have to look into that because
it's a good one.
Yeah. So they must be doing the handover.
Yeah, so the NHS, they basically house overseas nurses and doctors. It's vacant at the moment, so they must be doing a handover of nurses. They're usually contracted for 3 months. We don't supply any of the furniture, we just basically supply the house, so that's the NHS furniture.
Who deals with the maintenance then?
It all goes, but they will contact me. So I have a bit of management, but...
Yeah, just the maintenance management. They still would deal with the they tell calls and say,
but I do the maintenance. Yes, this is your standard ensuite bedroom. On this we did a loft conversion to create the 8th bedroom.
Oh, nice lighting features there as well. And
the old house.
nice, isn't it? Tell they furnish it yourself, fucking single bed in a massive room like this.
Sea views.
Oh yeah, nice.
See the pier. Yeah, so that is the goal, to have, 10 of these 100 bedrooms.
So back to the way your secrets, and maybe you're not going to answer this, but how would somebody get in with a contract like that with the hospitals? Did you just approach them directly? Did you?
Yeah, it's just through a direct contact.
Yeah.
So they have the direct link to the NHS.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they speak to them about the requirements, and yeah, I've actually already spoken to them about Old Southend Road already to tee them up, because as we come out of that, circa 3 months, be ready for nurses or doctors August time.
Perfect. Yeah, that sounds really incredible.
So Mitch, thanks for taking us out today, but before we go, the big money question that's going to be on everybody's mind, what does your portfolio look like? So what is your portfolio worth? Yeah. What have you got, because you've got a separate one, you've got some stuff that you've got pipeline to sell, you've got some stuff that you're keeping, so that's what everybody always wants to hear about. Where's the money, Mitch, where's the money?
Yes, I think the portfolio is about 8.8 million, something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, some of that's long-term hold, probably 2 million of that is going through sales, but our pipeline is about 2 million. So yeah, the goal for me is next year to get to circa 10.
Wow.
That's the goal.
Inspirational and impressive. And Mitch, you work with people, so please look, loads of people in my audience, they work with other people who are looking for putting their money into projects. How can people work with you on these projects?
Yeah, so reach out to me, probably on Instagram, Mitch Nunn. Yeah, I take on investment, give a form of security, and yeah, work with us. So do a bit of earn and learn as we go. Or if there's a deal that stacks, we can also look at JV. So quite flexible.
Yeah, okay, brilliant. So what I'll do is I'll put the links in the comments to reach out with Mitch from this. Listen, my wife's living my terms, and my mission is to help as many people living their terms using financial education as a tool to do that. So please hit the subscribe button, please hit that bell icon, please share this out if you think it's going to be valuable to someone, or you think somebody might want to work with Mitch. But remember, if you don't evolve your ideas, you're never going to live on your own terms. So evolve your ideas, live on your own terms, and have an amazing day.